Hey football fans! Welcome back to Next Play Analysis. In Week 10, we're looking at a must-watch matchup, the Carolina Panthers taking on the New York Giants. Both teams have had their share of challenges this season, and today we'll break down their recent form, key stats, and what each side needs to do to secure the win. If you're ready for the ultimate Panthers vs. Giants preview, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. Let's dive in. Now let's start with the Carolina Panthers' last 5 games recap. Week 8, lost to Denver Broncos, 14-28. The Panthers struggled against the Broncos, allowing Denver to control the pace. Carolina's defense was unable to handle the Broncos' offensive drives, and despite 2 touchdowns, they fell short of challenging Denver's stronghold on the game. Week 7, lost to Washington Commanders, 7-40. This game was a defensive disaster for Carolina, allowing Washington to rack up 40 points. The Commanders exploited gaps in the Panthers' defense, particularly in the air, while Carolina's offense had minimal success, only managing 1 touchdown. Week 6, lost to Atlanta Falcons, 20-38. The Panthers showed flashes of offense, scoring 20 points, but their defense couldn't contain Atlanta's playmakers. The Falcons capitalized on big plays and wore down Carolina's defense, ultimately overpowering them. Week 5, lost to Chicago Bears, 10-36. Against the Bears, Carolina struggled on both sides. The Bears' defense shut down Carolina's passing game, while their own offense exploited Carolina's weaknesses. With only 10 points scored, the Panthers were outmatched in all phases. Week 4, lost to Cincinnati Bengals, 24-34. In a closer contest, Carolina managed a solid offensive showing, putting up 24 points. However, defensive lapses allowed Cincinnati to stay ahead. The Bengals took advantage of turnovers and key third-down conversions to secure the win. Conclusion: the Panthers have struggled primarily on defense, allowing an average of 35 points per game over this stretch. As they prepare for Week 10, they'll need significant improvements, especially in defending against both the run and pass, to compete effectively. Now let's have a look into New York Giants' last 5 games recap. Week 8, lost to Pittsburgh Steelers, 18-26. The Giants put forth a solid effort against the Steelers but ultimately fell short. Despite a competitive game, key moments slipped away from them, including missed opportunities in the red zone that could have swung the game in their favor. Week 7, lost to Philadelphia Eagles, 3-28. A tough outing for the Giants, as they struggled to generate offense against a strong Eagles team. With only a single field goal, the Giants' offense was stifled, and their defense could not contain the Eagles, leading to a significant defeat. Week 6, lost to Cincinnati Bengals, 7-17. In this game, the Giants faced an uphill battle against the Bengals. The offense struggled to find rhythm, scoring only 1 touchdown, while the defense allowed the Bengals to maintain control throughout the match. Week 5, win against Seattle Seahawks, 29-20. A standout performance for the Giants, as they secured a crucial road victory. The offense was clicking, with 3 touchdowns scored. The defense held strong against Seattle, allowing the Giants to establish momentum and confidence moving forward. Week 4, lost to Dallas Cowboys, 15-20. In a closely contested rivalry game, the Giants fought hard but could not clinch the win. Despite a strong start, they were unable to finish drives, resulting in a disappointing loss. Conclusion: overall, the Giants have faced significant challenges, particularly in their offensive production. With only 1 win in their last 5 games, they need to improve their consistency and execution on both sides of the ball as they prepare for their next matchup against the. As we gear up for this pivotal Week 10 matchup, let's spotlight the 5 key players from the Carolina Panthers who could influence the game's outcome. Bryce Young, quarterback. The young quarterback is looking to build on his season's progress. With 1,321 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, Young has displayed flashes of brilliance but has faced challenges in consistency. His ability to make smart decisions under pressure will be crucial against a Giants defense that aims to capitalize on any mistakes. Miles Sanders, running back. Sanders has emerged as the leading rusher for the Panthers with 451 yards and 3 touchdowns this season. His performance in the running game will be vital, not only to establish balance in the Panthers' offense but also to relieve pressure from Young. If Sanders can find gaps and sustain drives, it could greatly benefit the Panthers' chances. Adam Thielen, wide receiver. The veteran wide receiver is a key target for Young, with 41 receptions totaling 487 yards and 4 touchdowns. Thielen's experience and reliability make him a critical asset, especially in crucial third-down situations. His ability to create separation and make plays after the catch will be important in moving the chains against a tough Giants secondary. Derek Brown, defensive tackle. On the defensive side, Derek Brown is a powerhouse. With 30 tackles and 2 sacks this season, he has been a force in the trenches. Brown's ability to disrupt the Giants' run game and pressure the quarterback will be essential for keeping their offense in check. His performance could significantly influence the outcome of rushing plays and force the Giants into unfavorable passing situations. J.C. Horn, cornerback. As one of the standout cornerbacks, J.C. Horn's presence in the secondary cannot be overlooked. With 15 tackles and an interception this season, Horn is tasked with shutting down the Giants' receiving threats. His ability to match up against top receivers and make impactful plays will be crucial in limiting the Giants' passing game and creating turnovers. Conclusion. These 5 players are set to play pivotal roles as the Panthers take on the Giants. Their performances will not only impact the game but could also be a turning point for the Panthers season. Make sure to keep an eye on how they execute their roles on the field this Sunday. Do comment below on. Now let's highlight 5 key players from the New York Giants who could play a significant role in determining the outcome of the game. Daniel Jones, quarterback. Daniel Jones has appeared in 8 games this season, completing 174 of 278 passes for 1,706 yards. He has thrown 6 touchdown passes with 5 interceptions, averaging 213.3 yards per game. His ability to extend plays and contribute with his legs, 185 rushing yards, will be crucial against the Panthers' defense. Darius Slayton, wide receiver. Darius Slayton has recorded 29 receptions for 420 yards and 1 touchdown this season. Averaging 14.5 yards per reception, Slayton is an essential target for Jones, especially in deep passing situations. Malik Nabers, wide receiver. Malik Nabers has emerged as a strong offensive weapon for the Giants, catching 46 passes for 498 yards and 3 touchdowns across 6 games. His ability to gain yards after the catch makes him a dynamic option on offense. Devin Singletary, running back. Devin Singletary has been effective on the ground, with 250 rushing yards on 63 attempts, averaging 4.0 yards per carry and scoring 2 rushing touchdowns. His contributions as both a runner and receiver out of the backfield can help balance the Giants' offense. Tyrone Tracy Jr., running back. With 376 rushing yards on 73 carries, averaging 5.2 yards per carry, Tyrone Tracy Jr. has also scored 2 rushing touchdowns. His explosive running style adds another dimension to the Giants' offense, particularly in short yardage situations. Conclusion. This matchup will showcase the offensive potential of the Giants, especially if Jones can effectively utilize his receiving core and running backs against the Panthers' struggling defense. Keep an eye on how these key players perform, as their contributions will likely be pivotal in determining the outcome of the game. As the Carolina Panthers head into their crucial Week 10 matchup against the New York Giants, they face significant challenges with injuries to several key players. Understanding the implications of these injuries is crucial for fans and analysts alike. Ike Ekwonu. The Panthers will be without their star offensive tackle, who is out due to an ankle injury. Ekwonu has been a cornerstone of the offensive line, and his absence puts additional pressure on the quarterback, Bryce Young. With the Giants' formidable pass rush looming, the Panthers will need to adjust their blocking schemes to protect their young signal caller effectively. Philippe Franks. Another blow to the Panthers comes in the form of tight end Philippe Franks, who is out with a concussion. Franks has been a reliable option for both blocking and receiving, and losing him limits the Panthers' offensive versatility. The team will have to rethink their game plan without Franks, potentially leaning more on their wide receivers to fill the gap. Jamie Robinson. The secondary takes a hit as safety Jamie Robinson is also out with a knee injury. His absence affects the depth and experience in the defensive backfield, leaving the Panthers vulnerable against the Giants' passing attack. The coaching staff will need to rely on younger players to step up and deliver in critical moments. Adam Thielen. Veteran wide receiver Adam Thielen is listed as doubtful with a hamstring injury. Thielen has been a primary target for Young this season, and if he cannot play, the Panthers will be missing a vital part of their offense. This could put significant pressure on the remaining receiving core to produce against a tough Giants defense. Jordan Fuller. Lastly, safety Jordan Fuller is also listed as doubtful due to a hamstring issue. Fuller's potential absence could disrupt the communication and cohesion in the Panthers' defensive unit, making it even more challenging to contain the Giants' offensive threats. In conclusion, the Panthers are facing an uphill battle as they prepare for this vital matchup. The injuries to these key players could significantly impact their strategy and overall performance against the Giants. Fans will need to keep a close eye on the injury reports as kickoff approaches, as the availability of these players could be the difference between victory and defeat. Now let's take a look into New York Giants injury report. Daniel Jones. The Giants will be without their starting quarterback, who is ruled out due to a neck injury. Jones has been a critical part of the Giants' offense, and his absence will place considerable pressure on backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor. The team will need to adjust their offensive scheme to accommodate Taylor's different skill set, which could affect their overall passing game. Saquon Barkley. The star running back is doubtful with an ankle injury. Barkley's ability to create big plays is crucial for the Giants' offense, and if he cannot go, the team will struggle to establish a strong ground game. This could lead to increased reliance on the passing attack, putting additional pressure on the receivers and the quarterback. Darius Slayton. The wide receiver is listed as questionable due to a hamstring issue. Slayton has been a key deep threat for the Giants, and his potential absence would limit the team's ability to stretch the field. This might force the Giants to focus on shorter routes, making their offense more predictable against a defensive unit like the Panthers. Evan Neal. The offensive tackle is also questionable with a knee injury. Neal's performance is essential for protecting the quarterback and establishing a solid run block. His potential absence could lead to adjustments along the offensive line, impacting the Giants' ability to maintain offensive rhythm. Adoree Jackson. The cornerback is questionable with a knee injury. Jackson is a critical player in the Giants' secondary, and if he cannot play, the Panthers may look to exploit the passing game against a less experienced defensive backfield. In conclusion, as the Giants prepare for their important matchup against the Panthers, the injuries to these key players present challenges that could significantly influence their game plan. Fans and analysts alike will be watching the situation closely as kickoff approaches, understanding that the health of these players may be a determining factor in the outcome of the game. Now let's take a look at Carolina Panthers' offense, defense, passing, and rushing game. Offense. The Carolina Panthers are struggling this season, averaging just 15.8 points per game, which places them near the bottom of the league. Rookie quarterback Bryce Young is still adjusting, relying heavily on reliable wide receiver Adam Thielen. The Panthers need to develop a more dynamic offense to enhance their scoring opportunities. Defense. The Panthers' defense allows 27.6 points per game, ranking 30th in the NFL. Injuries have affected their depth, particularly in the secondary. While the defensive line shows promise, they must improve pressure on opposing quarterbacks to prevent long drives. Passing. Bryce Young completes about 60% of his passes, averaging 180 yards per game. However, he faces challenges due to limited protection and reliance on Thielen, with insufficient support from other receivers hampering the passing game's effectiveness. Rushing. Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders lead the rushing attack, averaging around 94.5 yards per game. Injuries and inconsistent blocking have hindered their success, necessitating improved run blocking against a vulnerable Giants defense. Conclusion. As the Carolina Panthers approach their Week 10 matchup against the New York Giants, they must address significant offensive and defensive challenges. With a struggling scoring average and a defense that ranks near the bottom of the league, the Panthers will need to implement effective strategies to improve their performance. The outcome of this game could be pivotal for their season, making it a crucial contest to watch. Now let's take a look at New York Giants offense, defense, passing, and rushing game. Offense. The New York Giants have struggled offensively, averaging just 19.0 points per game this season. The inconsistency can be attributed to injuries impacting key players, including quarterback Daniel Jones. Defense. On the defensive side, the Giants allow an average of 23.4 points per game. Despite this, standout players like Dexter Lawrence anchor the defensive line. However, injuries in the secondary have raised concerns about their ability to defend against opposing aerial attacks. Passing. In terms of passing, Daniel Jones has completed approximately 62% of his passes, averaging around 220 yards per game. His effectiveness is contingent upon the health of his receiving core, particularly with wide receiver Darius Slayton stepping up when needed. Rushing. The rushing game heavily relies on Saquon Barkley, who is crucial for their ground attack. When healthy, the Giants average about 124.5 rushing yards per game, providing a significant balance to their offense. Conclusion. The New York Giants must focus on their key players as they prepare for their matchup against the Carolina Panthers. With Saquon Barkley leading the rushing game and Daniel Jones needing to find his rhythm in passing, their performance will be crucial for a much-needed win. This game is an opportunity for the Giants to improve their season trajectory and showcase their potential against a struggling Panthers team. As the leaves continue to fall and the air grows crisp, the tension builds for the Week 10 clash between the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants. Both teams, facing their share of struggles, look to turn their fortunes around in this pivotal matchup. Favorites. In the upcoming clash, the New York Giants are favored to win against the Carolina Panthers. This aligns with their recent performances, which suggests they have the upper hand heading into this matchup. Picks. Analysts are generally siding with the Giants for this game. Many experts believe their combination of experience and home field advantage could be pivotal in securing a win against the Panthers. As of now, the odds for the matchup are as follows. Spread: Giants minus 1.0. Total: over, under, 40.5 points. Moneyline odds: Giants minus 118, Panthers plus 106. These odds indicate a tightly contested game, with the Giants being slight favorites. Spread. The spread is set at Giants minus 1.0, meaning that the Giants are favored to win by a point. This small margin suggests that the game could go either way, reflecting the competitive nature of both teams. Moneyline. The moneyline odds currently stand at Giants minus 118, Panthers plus 106. This indicates that a $118 bet on the Giants would yield a profit of $100, while a $100 bet on the Panthers would result in a $106 profit if they win. Predictions. According to predictive models, the Giants are expected to come out on top with a projected final score of Giants 22, Panthers 20. This gives the Giants a 56% chance of winning the matchup, while the Panthers have a 44% chance. As the stage is set for this exciting showdown, fans are reminded that in the NFL, anything can happen. Stay tuned as these two teams prepare to clash, hoping to write a new chapter in their season. As the Carolina Panthers and New York Giants prepare to clash in this crucial Week 10 matchup, both teams are eager to turn their fortunes around. With key injuries and offensive struggles on both sides, it's set to be a fascinating game. Make sure to keep an eye on the predictions and odds as they unfold. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow fans, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot and motivates us to create more content like this.